Indecision is like a buffering video. It frustrates everyone. He's a visionary, a reluctant messiah, or I would have to say, false messiah. Please don't quote me on that. Hey there, Zesties. You're tuning in to the Gleeful Talk Show, where we share zesty stories to cultivate the happiness and hero within and out. On the show, we talk about personal experiences and development, society, and culture. So if these are the topics that you're interested in, then please keep on listening. So, Zesties, as some of you might know, I am a huge binge watcher and a movie watcher. I like to watch films or binge watch series, and lately I have had the energy to do them. So, on this episode, we are going to explore an area or common theme of the films that I have watched recently, and that is leadership. The films or shows that I have watched recently are Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scar Giver, Shogun, and Dune Part 2. So we are going to talk about a common theme of these films, and that is the leaders on those films, not only just the main actors, but the qualities of the leader on those films or shows. So what is a leader? A leader is someone who guides, influences, and inspires others toward a common goal or vision. Leadership can take various forms, but some key attributes often associated with effective leaders include vision. So, leaders have a clear vision of what they want to achieve. They can articulate this vision to their team and motivate them to work toward it. Imagine your organization as a majestic ship. Your vision is the North Star, the unwavering guide. The second quality of a leader would be communication or effective communication. So, effective leaders are skilled communicators. They listen actively, express their ideas clearly, and foster open dialogue with their team. Communication isn't just emails and PowerPoint slides. It's the symphony that harmonizes your team. Listen actively. Decode the Morse code of unspoken concerns. Imagine your words as precision tools, fine-tuning strategies, aligning purpose, and inspiring actions. The third attribute I would say is empathy. Leaders understand the emotions and needs of their team members. They show empathy, build trust, and create a positive work environment. Empathy isn't a buzzword, it's the currency of trust. Walk in your team's Oxford or sneakers shoes. Feel their wins and losses. When they say, I need a mental health day, respond like a compassionate GPS rerouting around traffic jams. Another attribute I would say is good decision making. Leaders make informed decisions based on available information. They consider the impact on their team and organization. Decisions like choosing the right tie for a crucial presentation involve your team. They're your co-pilots. Analyze data, but also trust your gut. It's smarter than you think. Remember, indecision is like a buffering video. It frustrates everyone. Now, the main leader I wanted to talk about on this show is, of course, Lord Yoshi Toranaga, who is based on Tokugawa. For those who are not familiar, Tokugawa Ieyasu was a Japanese military leader who played a pivotal role in reunifying Japan during the late 16th and early 17th centuries. He is one of the great unifiers of Japan alongside Nobunaga and Toyotomi Hideyoshi. His leadership left a lasting impact on Japanese history, shaping the Edo period and the samurai culture. So now, let's delve into the leadership qualities of Yoshi Toranaga, a central character in the Shogun saga. Although inspired by historical figures, Toranaga's fictional portrayal adds depth and intrigue to his leadership. First, he has, of course, strategic brilliance. Toranaga is a brilliant strategist akin to a grandmaster playing a high-stakes game of Go. His mind calculates moves, anticipates rival plots, and positions himself for ultimate power. His ability to see beyond the immediate battlefield sets him apart. Toranaga doesn't merely react, he shapes the board, and that is why I'm so amazed with his tactical prowess. And he also has a long-term vision, so unlike the impulsive warlords, Toranaga plays the long game. He understands that true power lies in patience and calculated alliances. His vision extends beyond battles into the very fabric of Japan's culture. Toranaga seeks to unify a fractured land under his shogunate. And of course, if you've seen the show, you can really see his sense of adaptability. He thrives in chaos. Whether navigating court intrigues or leading armies, he adjusts his approach. Like a seasoned samurai, he knows when to strike and when to bide his time. His ability allows him to survive in a treacherous landscape where loyalty shifts like autumn leaves. And Zesties, we move on to Dune Part 2. So, Dune Part 2 picks up where the first movie left off, depicting the events from the second half of the original novel. Paul Atreides begins to fall in love with Chani as he adapts to Fremen culture, and together they fight back against the Harkonnens. Meanwhile, Gosu Roban struggles to keep up, and Baron Harkonnen turns to his other nephew, Fade Rotha, to take over. The film explores Paul's mythic journey as he unites with the Fremen on a warpath of revenge against those who destroyed his family. Facing a choice between love and the fate of the universe, he endeavors to prevent a terrible future only he can foresee. Now let's explore Paul's leadership qualities. So, Paul embodies both the promise and peril of leadership. The characteristics that make him simultaneously a good and a challenging leader are first, his strategic brilliance. Paul's mind operates like a mentat computer. He analyzes situations, anticipates outcomes, and devises intricate plans. His ability to see beyond the immediate battlefield makes him an exceptional strategist. And again, maybe because of his skill to kind of foresee possible futures, that could be the case here as well. But what you do with that information is the one that sets you apart, right? However, he is also burdened by the perils of leadership, like the burden of prophecy. Paul's destiny as the Kwisatz Haderach weighs heavily on him. His knowledge of future events, both glorious and tragic, creates internal conflict. The burden of prophecy can paralyze decision making. And I feel that because of these prophecies, he tends to do this self-fulfilling prophecy where an individual's belief or expectation about a future event influences their behavior in a way that confirms or fulfills that initial belief or expectation. Essentially, our thoughts and expectations can shape our actions and outcomes, sometimes without us even realizing it. This self-fulfilling prophecy is sometimes good for us and sometimes bad for us as well. And it could be bad for the Fremen, so we will see in Dune Part 3.